The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour. We're off 66 on the S&P cash. Of course, the thing to do is start checking the volume out here. Well, I wish we had more volume, and that would give us a better indication. We had no volume as we pushed higher, or relatively less volume. I wanted about 16 billion shares. We did a little bit over 10 billion shares yesterday in the CBOE consolidated tape. We're about the same run rate on the downside here. The center point, probably around 44.50 for tomorrow. But you never know what those little interesting Putinites are going to do. And it's a headline-driven market. But all things being the same, I think everybody got incredibly bullish. As I said to one of my subscribers, rabidly bullish in this market. And I didn't exactly know. I was so busy this week working on new things for the newsletter, mostly data-driven stuff, that I probably didn't look at something I probably should have yesterday. But let me see if I can't pull it up right away, because I think this is, if people don't think that everybody gets on one side of the market or another way too much, do want to look at these put-call ratios. And you can find them anywhere, but this one's from bar chart. Open interest on who is that? No, those are the weeklies. Where's the monthly? They've already moved forward. But same thing here. Just take a look at this. We're going forward here. Puts. Now, this is on the VIX. So those are the out of the money puts and calls in the S&P 500. We've got 413 open interest on the puts, 4,000, let's call it 400, open interest on the call. That goes along the entire, 10 to 1. And that's what it ended up closing at. If I would have looked at it yesterday, I would have doubled down on going short. And generally I wait until the close of the day and then wait for the stuff at night so I don't make any snap judgments. Generally, that's the best thing, but we're basically getting on and off switches in this market. I call it in my newsletter the manic depressive market, because we're maniacs. That's what it would be. That's what manic is. Maniacs one day about the sun's never been brighter, and on the next day, never seen the sun. So it's one of those. But when you think about what's going on, and this is one of the reasons I kind of was looking at the Tesla calls that everybody was talking up on CNBC. And I said, yeah, I didn't like that at all. And if everybody gets on one side of the boat, the easiest thing to do to make money in the stock market is be an option market maker. You call up your buddies, you get them to say, you know what, this car sucks. Get a few more articles out. This car is a lemon. And of course, we've seen a bunch of stuff out here in the last 24 hours about that on Tesla, and it's lower today. But man, when everybody piles on one side, I would say it's exceedingly rare to see that side actually pays off anytime soon. Generally, you're 3 months early. If everybody's got the same idea as you and going along Tesla, yeah, you're probably on the wrong side. 877-927-6648. Other things going on. It kind of reminded me of the scene in which was a Jurassic Park where they tied the goat in the middle of the clearing and waited for the T-Rex to come get it. That's kind of it may be the most brutal interview. I've seen some back and forth, but this may be one of the most brutal interviews of all time. I don't watch CNBC much. I just happened to turn it on my way back from running my errands at lunch, and they had her on. So I thought, well, this is interesting because everything she does just sounds so much like a couple of chapters out of Fooled by Randomness by Nassim Taleb, and how he watched trader after trader go to the gallows, doing exactly what Cathie Woods is doing. And I thought, well, maybe she is going to change a little bit today. Maybe she'll say that, we were a little wrong, and, maybe we got some other stuff. And then they start asking her, well, this stock's down 80% or 70% or whatever. So what's going on that? Is that ever coming back? And the problem wasn't that they asked the questions or that she decided to go. It was that she was woefully unprepared to answer what's going on. Just give it some time is not really a good answer. Traders and pretty much the stock market's all about the church of what's happening now, not what's going to happen in 5 years. And two, if you loved it at $100, you got to really love it at 10 or 20. And the thing is, why didn't you wait until it was 10 or 20? It's kind of that. She violated almost all the rules that I like from a couple of traders. First is lose your opinion, not your money. Don't average loser. All she talked about was how she was averaging down. Never trade in situations where you don't have control. She doesn't. If you have a position that's making you uncomfortable, get out. She got out of one. Well, I think it was was it Twitter or Facebook or something, but didn't hear too many others that she didn't. Don't be too concerned about where you got into a position, because a stock's never too high to buy or too low to sell, is what Jesse Livermore said, which is pretty much true. It can always go lower and it can always go higher. The most important rule of trading is to play great defense. She plays massive offense and zero defense. Every day assume every position you have is wrong. I don't think she still believes that any of them are wrong. And don't have an ego, because that means it's very hard to back up when you get done. Always question yourself and your ability. And those are the best ones that, coming back, it's going higher than it was. Cathie Woods with a K? I thought it was Cathie Woods with a K. Dyslexia cure for found. Anyway, just a thought from her. We've got a few more thoughts. I've got a lot of stocks to look at. Before the end of the day, give me a call, 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And, of course, you can always put a message in the den.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month. And try all of our newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And we're coming back. I don't think I brought it up in the first segment. I tend to go at lunch on Thursdays and run up and grab stuff and run a few errands and get ready before everything gets busy on the weekend, because that's generally the only time I have to work on stuff. And I don't want to have to be running around and breaking up my day and doing some other stuff. So I tend to go to Walmart at lunch. And this is the second week they had no cash. They forced you into one line if you wanted to pay cash. And they didn't have any coins, so I wanted to go through it. Last week I didn't. I just went ahead and paid by credit card. I wanted to go through it and see what happened. Well, my bill came to, I don't know, $12.10. They just gave me $1 back. At that point, I was pretty sure they weren't lying to me. They had no change. And I don't know what's going on that, but if anybody else has seen similar issues around the United States, let me know. That's in Clearwater, Florida here, but very interesting stuff. But that's it. Of course, more rate hikes, Russia. And of course, with a market headed lower, the real question is how many people want to sit on a 3-day weekend. Monday will be a holiday, and I will be off. So will everybody else at TFNN. So just a reminder that, and 2, any puts you have are going to lose 3 days of premium, not 2 over the weekend. So watch very closely, especially going into options expiration tomorrow. There may be some good buys on probably after about 11 when they suck all the premium out for the weekend. They'll probably take a little bit more than the 2 days and probably the 3 days for calls. So if we get any kind of bounce late in the day, there may be, I wouldn't want to hold them over the weekend because they'll pull more out come Tuesday morning. But there may be a good play in buying options next week for the close tomorrow, and maybe even the ones that actually expire tomorrow too, if we get any kind of bounce. The options have not been clear at all. I said yesterday, and I think a couple other days, they've been all over the place. And that's probably the best way to describe them. With a 10-to-1 put-call ratio and a lot of stuff, you need bettors on both sides. And what we have is everybody on the call side. So do I think that we're going to go through the roof tomorrow? No. Do I think we could close at 44.50? Possible. We could also drop 150 points if no one wants to be around for a 3-day weekend with the specter of Putin kind of leaning over the markets. Still no cash. This is the second week. I could see 1 week, but you get to 2 weeks where they don't have any change. And so they don't want to take cash because they can't give anything back to you. And all I can think of is they should go across the street and get quarters from the guy at the car wash. He's got lots of them. Anyway, Russia, Russia, Russia. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Russia, Russia, Russia. And yeah, that was at the very beginning here from Sting. This morning, it made me so much think of the heady days of the Cold War in the 80s, where everybody was all worried about Reagan launching missiles, which I knew was such a crock. But the idea that Russians don't love their children too, I thought very poignant. Sting's song, 1985. Okay, so what else do we have? I think, I've got a little bit of history to do.
There it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1959, Vanguard 2, the first weather satellite in space, is launched to measure cloud cover distribution. The satellite is still in orbit today and should be for another 300 years. It lasted about 19 days, but the first heady days of satellites and all that. Question about all these things. What I forgot to change the title on this, but this is Tudor Jones's rules out here about lose your opinion, not your money. Don't average losers, which she's like now down to the third or fourth time averaging your losers. If you do that, just sell everything you got and go away for a year. And you start, there's being a little early and, averaging down for $1, and there's averaging down for 50% losses. And that's when I think of averaging losers, I think of that. Not, you bought a buck high and it still looked good, a buck lower or something like that, whatever it is. But when someone says, yeah, your stock's down 50%, and you say you're doubling down, that's a sucker move. And when she said it today, all I could think of is I haven't seen many, if any, traders come back from that. 877-927-6648. There's got to be something more sinister. You know what? You hear all these people with what you think are crackpot theories, and then a year later you find out everybody was lying to you. And I'm starting to think that those people, they may be mad, but they may not be wrong. Yeah, you never know. I wonder what's going on with the whole cash thing and not getting quarters or dimes and stuff. Is it an effort for them to shove people into only paying with credit cards? Oh, the other thing I thought was very interesting at the Walmart today is they put the steaks in jail. You know those little things that look like spiders and have alarms on them? All the meat they had in there had an alarm on it. Those little round things with a spider wires all over it. I thought, wow, that tells you a little bit about steak prices today. 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com. And our first question today goes to gold. GLD looks like it's going to break out. What gold and silver tell me. More than anything, gold and silver are telling me now that the bear market is in, and it's going to be a while. As we've said before, generally at the very beginning of a bear market in equities, they sell everything, including gold. And that happens for a few weeks. This looks like maybe it happened for a few months. And then gold starts to take off, and other things like energy, and that energy took off sooner than gold. But generally, these eventually get there. And with policies draconian and tyrannical and what else would you call it? Authoritarian policies like Canada, where they're going to say that you're a terrorist if you buy Bitcoin. You may not have good motives, but it doesn't instantly make you a terrorist. That always makes me suspect of the people that say that kind of stuff. Yeah, things are tough in the Great White North. Not getting better. We'll be back in a minute.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. I hope that answers your question. I don't have a individual outlook on gold and silver other than the fact that they're clamping down on bitcoins and that kind of stuff. And two, generally you start seeing gold really start outperforming in down markets. And why gold started to move higher in like 2000, 2001, it really started going good in the real depths when it hit the lows what was it, about mid-March of 2003. And then, it'll have spurts and spits and starts. But the big thing now is to wait for some pullbacks, if you get any, in gold. But that's it. What else do we have here? Okay. Sold my 3-day TQQQ trade yesterday, but fortunately didn't have the, immediate flip to the SQQ. At this point, the lower volume with 3-day weekend, probably best wait for a market bounce before getting into the SQQQ. I would say that I'm expecting no invasion this weekend. I think a lot of people are going to be caught up in the hysteria of the media. And then when everybody believes that there's not going to be invasion, that's when it will come. I don't think he's going to advertise. He's going to drag it all out. People will finally get tired of listening to the boy who cried wolf. Everybody will kind of quiet down for a few days. And then, I don't know, about March 2nd, we'll probably see. If he's going to do something, that's when it's going to be. I don't think it'll be during these full moon nights we have right now. Plus, it's a swamp in eastern Ukraine. Most of his tanks would probably get bogged down in the mud. So I think we could see kind of a bounce next week after this. The question is just how brutal does the selling get, if at all, into the weekend. Yeah, okay. There's another thing, and I was talking to it with another subscriber, and I talked to Tim Ord about it a lot, and that is the whole thing of seeing the false breakout in these triangle patterns, and the other thing is the 3-day weekends where you see the character of the market drastically change, if not the actual direction. So just, we're going to have 3 days. If you have a long-term position, probably no reason to change it. But I'm kind of a very short-term trader, thinking that if all the hysteria that's out there now does not present itself by Tuesday morning, we probably get a fairly nice bounce and get yet another opportunity to short this thing. And again, like I said, everybody's still rabidly bearish. You look at a 10-to-1 put-call ratio, that is telling you that people are they're foaming at their mouth that they're so bullish in this market, or still trying to think that they are. And the question is, when they really start heading and buying puts, you'll probably find a bottom. But right now, they are not. Okay, yeah, I'm a big fan of playing what happens tomorrow, but only for tomorrow, and then take a look and see what we come in on Tuesday. If you have some idea of how to get a edge on the market for headlines like Russian invasion, then let me know. Call me and tell me how you've got a direct line to Putin and what he's going to do. I do not, and it sounds more like doing anything sounds more like a bet than prudent speculation. I would rather wait for the dust to settle and come back fresh on Tuesday morning. 877-927-6648. What are you saying? Don't like wasted hysteria? You just can't keep up a level of indignance that they want you to. Eventually, everybody just looks at the media again like the boy that cried wolf, and eventually they give up on it when it doesn't happen. And then it happens. And that's why it's just human nature. Okay, what else is going on here? Oh, go back to this. Okay, so we got the QQQs. WFC and BAC, questions about what's going on in these. I said yesterday, whoever was asking about Wells Fargo, not a fan, won't be a fan. This thing could go sideways for yet another year, and it wouldn't be surprising to me. I would much rather be long Bank of America, although its chart doesn't look much better. I do think that when people of Wall Street come back and start buying, which we are in the beauty contest really business here, and that is not finding out who's the most attractive, but who everybody else thinks is the most attractive. It's called the Keynesian beauty contest, but that's what we're looking at. You know, you don't have a lot of volume out here. Lots of people using credit cards. But again, right now, it's everything goes out, including the baby with the bathwater. So I'm not a big fan of being long anything other than maybe gold and maybe energy. I don't think there's a lot of reasons to be long anything else. Although some things, there'll always be a few bouncing. But I think that they have problems too, like Walmart, if that's it. Everybody's a comedian. Anyway, let's go through some of these charts here, and we'll go through as fast as we can. Okay, Autodesk. You do have at least at the moment, a lighter volume low for Autodesk. I don't know if that's going to hold up by the close if volume comes in, but you are lower than the last January 28th low. Okay, we'll see what we got here. Okay, Jeff, I've heard conspiracy theory that the corn shortage is engineered by the Fed to discourage a preference for cash of any kind, paper money, and is full of viruses, because they want people to quickly switch to their central bank digital currency, Fed coins, when they come out. Who knows? But nothing will surprise me. I was watching this documentary about viruses maybe 20 years ago. I think maybe you saw it. It was called The X-Files. Yeah. Everybody had to get it. 877-927-6648. Okay, anyway, Autodesk down there. Keep an eye on that. That could give you a signal that that's breaking. Big wide candle today on AutoNation with really fairly decent looking earnings, but with interest rates rising, now going to be real problematic. Big wide-ranging dark shadow on the last two candles and actually going sideways out here. Looks to me like it's going to go down and break below 100 on higher interest rates coming at you. We'll be back in a
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
And after the bell tonight, we've got Dropbox and Keysight. We'll look at those. Roku also. Dropbox, what do we have? Certainly the downside today going into earnings. I've never understood why you'd be long this thing other than it getting bought out, and I don't think that there's a high probability of that either. But earnings after the bell or lack thereof, depending on which way you want to look at it. Keysight had a tremendous run up to 209.08 after a number of years. But they sell a lot of this equipment at the very beginning of a cycle. We talked about that. And at some point, they were just going to top out. It's still going to be a good business. It's not going to just go away, but probably have hit their high point mark going forward in selling a lot of equipment for 5G rollout and stuff. They'll still have a continual run rate, but my guess is you're probably, if you got 185 out of this, you'd probably be pretty happy in the next year. Just problematic to say the least. In trying to regain that big wave of 5G rollout, probably not going to happen. Roku, as I said when this started out, I never understood how they made money, and I stayed away from it. If I don't really understand it, maybe it's a little Buffettism, but if I don't understand how they make money, then I assume that they aren't. It should be fairly easy to understand what someone does. And I just didn't figure it out. I was pretty sure that the only way that they made money was adding channels to your system when you turned it on. I always thought it was maybe a stuck remote until I figured out it wasn't. I got another remote, and it continued to happen. So I think a lot of what they had, maybe a lot of the metrics are a little weird. But I think probably their ability to kind of make the money that a lot of people thought they did was always overblown. It was just a real hard one to get a handle on. We'll see what they do do after hours, but not looking good pre-earnings out here. Shake Shack, another one after the bell tonight. Another one that I thought was highly overrated. Yes, you can get very expensive milkshakes and very expensive hamburgers. I'm sure they're very tasty. But I went there once and I thought, you know what? I can go to Outback and get a nice steak, and it's not a hamburger for the same price. And yeah, I'm not trendy, but I'm not a trendy kind of guy. Anyway, a very light volume test in Shake Shack of the January 11th high. That was $79.62. You got right into it yesterday, but with only 900,000 shares. I don't know how short, how many shorts that are in this, But I don't know. This seems to me like, if you're looking for a weak trader after earnings, they're going to have to do, I think, fairly well. Question to take a look at the SMHs. They're just in this range right now. I don't see a lot out here. Volume's not huge. There is a discount, whether it was, we can look at NVIDIA. And I don't know what that discount is, but there's a discount on semiconductors based on how much problems they have if China invaded Taiwan. Every time we get a little bit of spook in the Ukraine, where a lot of people think that the West is just going to look at Ukraine the same way they looked at Poland and all those other little countries as Hitler moved west in the late 30s. The same way this way, which is if you don't take care of the problems when they're small, they're just going to get bigger. So I think I've talked to several people in the semiconductor business that are very aware that there's probably some level of discount in these stocks based on that. And I've said, I said last fall before the China stocks imploded, that the thing to do is if you want to play these things long, get options. At least you have a level if something bad happens of doing it, and probably calls will probably be cheap. What else do we have? More emails. I'll take a look here. Planeteer came out this morning, if I'm not mistaken, right? Estimate was 4 cents. They had a little bit better numbers on the revenues, but nobody wants anything right now. You got similar volume out here on January 24th. And the day's not over yet. We have to talk to Curly out there on the range to let you know about that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Question about Fiverr. Yeah, they had earnings out. If you haven't been in one of these stores, I wouldn't be surprised. It's kind of like a dollar store, but it's $5. And of course, with dollar stores becoming $1.25, probably not too far away from seeing them all $5 by next year if the inflation continues to run amok. Anyway, little opening sell-off on it. I've never been able to buy anything in the place, so it's hard for me to get excited about buying them. Another company that I never quite understood was Yeti. They make the most expensive coolers in the world. Wasn't real plain. I'll go back to this. Wasn't real plain that they'd hit a top. I looked at this and thought about it for a long time, but I was thinking about shorting this, but the volume was a little too high at the top back on November 5th. But if you want the most expensive coolers in the world, Yeti. Now there's so many people that are making these same things at probably twice the price of a Coleman cooler, but half the price of a Yeti. There's a pretty good competition out there and pretty similar quality for half the price. I think it's very tough for these guys in the long run. Apple and iPhones with software and stuff, a little bit easier sell out there than a cooler, which really doesn't change very much unless they can put a processor in it or do something. Walmart, we talked about them, me going to them at lunch and them not having any cash. But guess what? I suspect we're going to see a lot of people running to these stocks that they think are going to have good earnings across the next year as inflation gets higher and things get tougher. So, a race to safety. Back in a minute.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
As we get ready to end up the day tomorrow morning, we have our bookie, DraftKings, but it's just been going sideways. I don't know if you can make a lot out of that. Let's go back here to this so I can take a look at that. Okay, Friday morning. Okay, yeah. So we've got that. We also have John Deere. Of course, that'll weigh heavily on what it does with the Dow. So, things look pretty good. Low interest rates, high food prices, generally a good thing for anybody buying farm equipment. So that probably looks good. We also have Blooming Brands, BLMN. All I got to say is if you're along one of these, God help you if they don't beat, because you're only getting a little bit higher and a whole lot lower if you don't perform. Even things like NVIDIA that wasn't quite there, still problematic. Yetis are heavy, bad for boats, expensive. They're always getting stolen out of the back of pickup trucks to the point where people have locked them up with expensive cable ties. Give me a good high-end Coleman any day of the week. I don't need my ice to be frozen a month away. Yeah. They sell like imitation versions of those at Sam's Club that seem to be, I bought one and seemed to be fine. So tough one. Anyway, as we say, you got a little bit of earnings tomorrow morning. Options expiration, expect the unexpected. Everybody was on one side of the fence when they went home last night with 10-1 put calls. And that just tells you how tough it is. And always be worried when everybody agrees with you in the market, or almost everybody does. Always a good thing to go your own way. Sell when you can, not when you have to. We will see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.